Social dominance in detail with multiple examples. Social dominance refers to the ability of an individual to assert its will over another individual in a social group. Dominance hierarchies are common in many animal species, including primates, wolves, and chickens. These hierarchies are often established through aggressive interactions and are maintained through various forms of communication, such as body posture and vocalizations. The concept of social dominance is important in understanding social behavior in animals, as it influences access to resources, such as food and mating opportunities, and can have a significant impact on an individual's fitness and reproductive success. One of the most well-known examples of social dominance is observed in many primate species, including chimpanzees and gorillas. In these species, males often compete for dominance and access to females. Dominance is typically established through physical confrontations, such as fights or displays of strength, and is maintained through various forms of communication, such as vocalizations and body postures. In chickens, social dominance is established through a complex process of pecking order. Chickens will engage in aggressive behavior towards other members of their group, such as pecking or chasing. Through repeated interactions, a hierarchical structure is established, with the most dominant bird at the top of the pecking order. This structure is maintained through continued aggressive behavior and communication, such as body posture and vocalizations. Studies have shown that social dominance can have significant effects on an individual's physiology and behavior. For example, dominant individuals may have higher levels of testosterone and lower levels of stress hormones, such as cortisol. Dominant individuals may also exhibit more exploratory behavior and higher levels of activity. In addition, social dominance can have important implications for conservation and management of animal populations. For example, understanding the dynamics of social dominance in a population of animals can help managers develop strategies to reduce aggression and improve overall welfare. Overall, the study of social dominance provides insight into the complex social behavior of animals and its impact on their fitness and reproductive success. Social communication, use of space and territoriality in detail with multiple examples. Social communication includes various forms of interactions between individuals, including the use of space and territoriality. These behaviors help individuals to establish and maintain their social status and regulate interactions with others. In this essay, we will discuss the use of space and territoriality in social communication in detail with multiple examples. Use of space refers to how individuals use and control the physical space around them, while territoriality refers to the defense of a specific area or territory. The use of space and territoriality is seen across many species, from insects to mammals, and is a crucial aspect of social behavior. In many species, individuals use space to establish their dominance over others. For example, in primates, dominant individuals often occupy central areas within a group's home range, while subordinate individuals occupy more marginal areas. Dominant individuals also tend to have greater access to resources within their home range, such as food and mating opportunities. Territoriality is another important aspect of social communication. Many species defend their territories against conspecifics or members of other species. For example, birds will defend their nests and breeding territories against other birds, while some primates will defend their home range against other groups of the same species. Territorial behavior is often related to the availability of resources, such as food, water, or breeding sites. By defending a specific area, individuals can ensure that they have access to the resources they need to survive and reproduce. Territorial behavior can also help to reduce competition between individuals, as it allows them to partition resources and reduce conflict. Territorial behavior is often associated with aggressive behavior, as individuals may Territorial behavior is often associated with aggressive behavior, as individuals may need to fight off intruders to protect their territory. However, some species use more subtle signals to communicate their territorial boundaries. For example, some birds will use song to mark their territories and communicate with other birds. Overall, the use of space and territoriality is an essential aspect of social communication in many species. These behaviors help individuals to establish and maintain their social status, regulate interactions with others, and access essential resources. By understanding these behaviors, we can gain a better understanding of the complex social dynamics that shape the behavior of animals in their natural environments. Domestication and behavioral changes in detail with multiple examples. Domestication is the process of taming and adapting wild animals for human use and companionship. It involves genetic and behavioral changes that allow animals to coexist with humans in a domestic setting. Domestication is a process that has been ongoing for thousands of years, and it has resulted in significant changes in the behavior of domesticated animals compared to their wild counterparts. Behavioral changes that occur during the domestication process are diverse and can vary depending on the species and the environment in which they are domesticated. Some of the most common behavioral changes include social behavior. Domesticated animals tend to be more social and less aggressive than their wild counterparts. This is likely due to selective breeding for docility and reduced aggression towards humans and other animals. Fear response. Domesticated animals tend to have a reduced fear response towards humans and human-associated stimuli. This is thought to be due to the exposure of domesticated animals to humans from an early age. Reproductive behavior. Domesticated animals tend to have more flexible reproductive behavior compared to their wild counterparts. They can breed in captivity and under controlled conditions, whereas their wild counterparts may require specific environmental cues and social interactions to initiate breeding. Communication. Domesticated animals have adapted their communication to suit the needs of living with humans. For example, dogs have been selectively bred to bark as a form of communication with humans. Learning. Domesticated animals tend to be better at learning and adapting to new environments compared to their wild counterparts. This is likely due to the selection for behaviors that are advantageous in a human-dominated environment. Some of the most well-known examples of domesticated animals and the behavioral changes that have occurred during the domestication process include dogs. Dogs are one of the earliest domesticated animals and have undergone significant behavioral changes during the domestication process. They are more social and less aggressive towards humans compared to their wild ancestors, wolves. Dogs also have a reduced fear response towards humans and are more adaptable to living in human environments. Cats. Cats are another animal that has undergone domestication, although the process has been less intense compared to dogs. Domesticated cats tend to be more social towards humans and less aggressive towards other cats compared to their wild ancestors. Cattle. Domesticated cattle have undergone significant behavioral changes compared to their wild counterparts, the aurochs. Domesticated cattle are more docile and less aggressive towards humans, which makes them easier to handle and manage. Pigs. Domesticated pigs have undergone changes in their social behavior, including increased tolerance of other pigs and reduced aggression towards humans. In conclusion, domestication is a process that has resulted in significant behavioral changes in animals that are adapted for living with humans. These changes are diverse and vary depending on the species and environment in which they are domesticated. Domesticated animals tend to be more social, less aggressive towards humans, and better at adapting to new environments compared to their wild counterparts. Social behavior of termites in detail essay. Termites are social insects that exhibit a remarkable level of organization and division of labor. They live in large, complex colonies that can number in the millions and have intricate systems of communication, social hierarchy, and cooperation. In this essay, we will examine the social behavior of termites in detail, including their division of labor, communication, and caste system. Termites are eusocial insects, meaning they live in organized societies where there is a reproductive division of labor. Within the colony, there are several castes or classes of termites, each with its own specialized role. The castes include reproductives, soldiers, workers, and supplementary reproductives. Reproductives are responsible for producing new members of the colony, and are typically the king and queen. They mate for life and can live for many years. Soldiers, as their name suggests, defend the colony from predators, typically ants or other termite species. Workers are responsible for building and maintaining the nest, as well as foraging for food. Supplementary reproductives are similar to the king and queen, but they are not the primary reproductive pair. Instead, they serve as backups in case the primary reproductive pair dies. One of the most fascinating aspects of termite social behavior is their communication system. Termites use chemical signals called pheromones to communicate with each other. Pheromones are released by individual termites and can signal everything from the location of food to the presence of danger. For example, when a termite finds a food source, it will lay down a trail of pheromones that other workers can follow to find the food. This allows the colony to efficiently gather resources. In addition to chemical communication, termites also communicate through physical contact. This is particularly important during the grooming process. Termites are very fastidious and groom each other regularly to maintain the cleanliness of the colony. During grooming, they also transfer pheromones, which helps to maintain social cohesion and hierarchy. Termites also exhibit an interesting caste system, with each caste having a specific role to play in the colony. The caste system is determined by environmental cues, such as the presence of the king and queen, as well as nutritional factors. For example, workers are typically smaller and less well-fed than reproductives, which allows them to focus on tasks like foraging and nest maintenance. In conclusion, the social behavior of termites is a fascinating subject of study. Their division of labor, communication systems, and caste system provide insights into how social organization and cooperation can be achieved in the animal kingdom. By studying termites, researchers can gain a better understanding of the evolution of eusociality and the mechanisms that underlie social behavior in animals. Social behavior of primates in detail. Primates are known for their complex social behaviors, which are characterized by the formation of social groups and the establishment of social hierarchies. In this essay, we will explore the social behavior of primates in detail, including their communication, social organization, and patterns of social interaction. Communication. Primates have evolved a wide range of communication strategies that allow them to interact with members of their own species, including vocalizations, body postures, facial expressions, and olfactory cues. Some primates, such as the gibbons, use complex vocalizations to communicate with one another, while others, like the orangutans, use body language to convey their intentions. In addition, primates are able to recognize and respond to a variety of olfactory signals, such as scent marks left by members of their own group. Social organization. Primates are highly social animals, and their social organization varies depending on the species. Some primates, such as the orangutans, are solitary, while others, such as the chimpanzees, live in large social groups. Within these groups, primates establish dominance hierarchies, where individuals with higher social status have greater access to resources and mating opportunities. These hierarchies are often maintained through displays of aggression, such as threatening vocalizations, physical posturing, and even physical violence. Patterns of social interaction. Primates engage in a variety of social interactions, including grooming, play, and aggression. Grooming is an important social behavior in many primates, and is often used to strengthen social bonds between individuals. Play is also a common behavior among primates, and is thought to be important for the development of social skills and cognitive abilities. Aggression, on the other hand, is used to establish dominance hierarchies and to compete for resources and mating opportunities. Examples of social behavior in primates. One of the most well-studied examples of social behavior in primates is the behavior of chimpanzees. Chimpanzees live in large social groups, and individuals within these groups engage in a variety of complex social interactions. For example, chimpanzees are known to form alliances with other members of their group, which they use to compete for access to resources and mating opportunities. They also engage in grooming behaviors, which help to strengthen social bonds and reduce tension within the group. In addition, chimpanzees are capable of using tools to obtain food, which is a behavior that is thought to be indicative of a high level of cognitive ability. Another example of social behavior in primates is the behavior of macaques. Macaques live in large social groups, which are dominated by a single male. This male is responsible for maintaining the social hierarchy within the group, and will use aggression to maintain his position. Female macaques also engage in a variety of social behaviors, including grooming, play, and social bonding. In conclusion, primates are highly social animals, and their behavior is characterized by the formation of social groups, the establishment of dominance hierarchies, and the use of complex communication strategies. Through the study of these behaviors, researchers have gained important insights into the evolution of social behavior in animals, as well as the factors that influence the development of social behavior in humans. Altruistic behavior in detail: advantages, disadvantages, and multiple examples. Altruistic behavior refers to actions taken by an individual that benefits others at a cost to the individual. In other words, it involves behaviors that are performed for the benefit of others, often at the expense of the actor. Although this may seem to be a counterintuitive concept, altruistic behavior is quite common in many species, including humans. In ethology, altruism is seen as an adaptive behavior that has evolved as a result of natural selection. Advantages of altruistic behavior. Increased group cohesion. Altruistic behavior can help to create stronger bonds within social groups, promoting cooperation and mutual aid. Increased survival and reproductive success. Altruistic behavior can increase the likelihood of the survival and reproductive success of the group as a whole, which can ultimately lead to the success of the individual. Improved reputation. Altruistic behavior can also help to improve an individual's reputation within the group, which can increase their social status and potential mates. Disadvantages of altruistic behavior. Decreased individual survival and reproductive success. Altruistic behavior may come at a cost to the individual, reducing their own chances of survival and reproductive success. Potential exploitation by others. Altruistic behavior can also be exploited by other members of the group who may not reciprocate the behavior. Potential competition with non-altruistic individuals. Altruistic individuals may also face competition from non-altruistic individuals who do not engage in the same behaviors. Examples of altruistic behavior. Cooperative breeding in birds. In many bird species, some individuals may forego their own reproduction and help to raise the offspring of others in the group. This behavior can increase the survival and reproductive success of the group as a whole. Alarm calling in meerkats. Meerkats will often give alarm calls to alert the group to the presence of predators, even if it puts the caller at risk. This behavior benefits the group as a whole, increasing their chances of survival. Honeybee workers. Honeybee workers are sterile and cannot reproduce, yet they engage in behaviors that benefit the colony as a whole, such as caring for the young and defending the hive. Altruistic behavior has been extensively studied in ethology, and research has revealed a number of factors that influence this behavior. These factors include kin selection, reciprocal altruism, and group selection. Kin selection suggests that individuals are more likely to engage in altruistic behavior towards those who share their genes, as this ultimately benefits their own genetic fitness. Reciprocal altruism, on the other hand, suggests that individuals may engage in altruistic behavior towards those who are likely to reciprocate the behavior in the future. Finally, group selection suggests that altruistic behavior can be selected for if it benefits the group as a whole, even if it comes at a cost to the individual. Kin selection in detail: advantages, disadvantages, and multiple examples. Kin selection is a form of natural selection that favors the spread of alleles that increase the inclusive fitness of an individual's relatives, even if it means a cost to the individual's own reproductive success. It is a phenomenon observed in many species, particularly in those that exhibit social behaviors. In this essay, we will discuss the advantages, disadvantages, and multiple examples of kin selection. Advantages of kin selection. Increased survival and reproductive success. Kin selection can result in an increase in the survival and reproductive success of individuals within a social group. By assisting their kin in obtaining resources or avoiding predation, individuals can ensure the survival and reproduction of their relatives, who carry similar genetic material. Evolution of social behaviors. Kin selection can lead to the evolution of social behaviors, such as altruism, cooperation, and reciprocal helping. These behaviors can increase the fitness of individuals within a group and improve their chances of survival and reproduction. Reduced competition. Kin selection can reduce competition among relatives for resources or mates. By cooperating with their kin, individuals can avoid competing with them, which can increase their inclusive fitness. Disadvantages of kin selection. Costly behaviors. Kin selection can sometimes result in costly behaviors that reduce the individual's fitness. For example, an individual may forego reproduction to help a relative reproduce, which can decrease its own fitness. Reduced genetic diversity. Kin selection can result in reduced genetic diversity within a population, which can make it more susceptible to disease and environmental changes. Conflict within groups. Kin selection can lead to conflicts within social groups, particularly when resources are scarce or there are competing interests. This can lead to aggression, infighting, and even group dissolution. Examples of kin selection. Cooperative breeding in birds. In some bird species, young birds remain with their parents and help raise younger siblings, even though they could be using this time to breed themselves. This behavior is believed to be driven by kin selection, as the young birds share genetic material with their siblings. Honeybee workers. Female honeybees forego reproduction and instead help the queen reproduce. This behavior is driven by kin selection, as the workers are more closely related to the queen than to potential mates. Lionesses. Lionesses often form strong social bonds and work together to hunt and raise their young. This behavior is believed to be driven by kin selection, as the lionesses are often related to each other. Vampire bats. Vampire bats have been observed sharing blood with other bats in their colony that have not fed recently. This behavior is believed to be driven by kin selection, as the bats are more likely to share blood with close relatives. In conclusion, kin selection is an important evolutionary process that has led to the development of many social behaviors observed in various species. While it can result in advantages such as increased survival and the evolution of social behaviors, it can also have disadvantages such as costly behaviors and conflict within social groups. The examples of kin selection in various species demonstrate the importance of this process in shaping social behavior and evolution. Inclusive fitness in detail. Advantages, disadvantages, and multiple examples. Inclusive fitness is a theoretical concept that attempts to explain the evolution of social behavior, particularly altruistic behavior. It is based on the idea that an individual's fitness is not just determined by its own reproductive success but also by the reproductive success of its kin. Inclusive fitness is often used to explain the evolution of behaviors that appear to be altruistic, where an individual appears to be sacrificing its own reproductive success for the benefit of others. Advantages of inclusive fitness. Inclusive fitness theory provides a clear explanation for why certain forms of social behavior have evolved. For example, it can explain why animals engage in behaviors such as grooming, cooperation, and parental care, even if these behaviors may not seem to benefit the individual directly. Inclusive fitness theory can help to predict how social behavior will evolve in different contexts. This can be useful in understanding how social behavior may change over time, and how it may be influenced by environmental factors. Inclusive fitness theory also provides a framework for understanding the genetic basis of social behavior. It can help to explain why certain genes may be more likely to be passed on to future generations, and how these genes may influence the development of social behavior. Disadvantages of inclusive fitness. Inclusive fitness theory can be difficult to test experimentally. It often relies on indirect measures of relatedness and reproductive success, which can be difficult to obtain. Inclusive fitness theory does not account for all forms of social behavior. There may be other factors, such as reciprocity or group selection, that also influence the evolution of social behavior. Inclusive fitness theory assumes that individuals are able to recognize their kin and adjust their behavior accordingly. This may not always be the case, particularly in complex social systems where kinship relationships are not always clear. Examples of inclusive fitness. The behavior of worker bees in a hive is often cited as an example of inclusive fitness. Workers are sterile females that help to care for the queen and her offspring. Although workers do not reproduce themselves, they are closely related to the queen and her offspring, and so their behavior can be seen as increasing their inclusive fitness. Many species of birds engage in cooperative breeding, where individuals other than the parents help to care for the young. This behavior can be seen as increasing the inclusive fitness of the helpers, as they are closely related to the young and helping to ensure their survival. In some primate species, individuals will engage in grooming behavior with their kin. This behavior can be seen as increasing their inclusive fitness, as it helps to strengthen the social bond between individuals and increase the chances of their own genes being passed on to future generations. Selfish gene theory in detail. Advantages, disadvantages, and multiple examples. The selfish gene theory is a concept in evolutionary biology proposed by Richard Dawkins in his book, The Selfish Gene. The theory states that genes, rather than individuals, are the primary units of selection in evolution. According to this theory, genes are selfish in that they act in their own interests, which may or may not coincide with the interests of the individual organism. Advantages of the selfish gene theory. It provides a clear explanation for why some traits are more prevalent in populations than others. It helps to explain why altruistic behaviors can evolve, even though they seem to contradict the principles of natural selection. It emphasizes the importance of genetic variation in evolution, which can lead to the development of new traits and adaptations. Disadvantages of the selfish gene theory. The theory is sometimes criticized for being reductionist, as it focuses solely on the gene as the unit of selection, ignoring other factors that may influence evolution. It may oversimplify the relationship between genes and behavior, as not all behaviors can be easily explained in terms of genetic self-interest. It may be seen as promoting a view of evolution that is overly deterministic, as it suggests that genetic factors alone determine the course of evolution. Examples of selfish gene behavior include the behavior of certain parasites, which are able to manipulate their host's behavior to increase their own chances of survival and reproduction. Another example is the phenomenon of reproductive success, where an individual may sacrifice its own reproductive potential to help a relative reproduce, as the shared genes increase the probability of the genes being passed on to the next generation. In conclusion, the selfish gene theory provides a useful framework for understanding the role of genes in evolution and the development of complex behaviors. While it has its limitations and criticisms, it remains a valuable tool for understanding the complexities of the natural world. Cultural transmission of behavior in detail: advantages, disadvantages, and multiple examples. Cultural transmission of behavior refers to the process by which behavior patterns are acquired from members of one's own culture through social learning rather than being directly inherited through genes. Cultural transmission allows animals to learn from their environment and adapt their behavior to changing conditions without having to rely solely on genetic mutations. Here are some advantages, disadvantages, and examples of cultural transmission of behavior. Advantages. Faster adaptation to changing environments. Cultural transmission allows for rapid adaptation to changing environmental conditions as new behaviors can be learned and passed on to offspring in a relatively short amount of time. Reduction in trial and error learning. Animals do not have to rely solely on trial and error learning, which can be time-consuming and dangerous, as they can learn from the experiences of others. Increased social cohesion. Cultural transmission fosters social cohesion as it encourages animals to learn from and rely on one another. Disadvantages. Risk of perpetuating maladaptive behaviors. Cultural transmission can lead to the perpetuation of maladaptive behaviors if the behavior being transmitted is not beneficial to the individual or group. Dependence on cultural transmission. Animals that rely too heavily on cultural transmission may become less genetically diverse and more vulnerable to environmental changes. Risk of cultural loss. As animals disperse and populations become isolated, cultural transmission can break down, leading to the loss of important cultural behaviors. Examples. Tool use in primates. Many primates, such as chimpanzees and orangutans, have learned to use tools for a variety of purposes, such as cracking nuts or digging for insects. Birdsong. Birds learn their songs from the songs of adults, and these songs are then passed on to subsequent generations. Feeding behavior in whales. Different populations of killer whales have developed distinct feeding strategies, such as beaching themselves to catch seals, which are passed down from generation to generation. In conclusion, cultural transmission of behavior allows animals to learn from their environment and adapt their behavior to changing conditions without having to rely solely on genetic mutations. While there are advantages and disadvantages to this process, it is an important mechanism for rapid adaptation and social cohesion in many species. Hormones and behavior. Hormones of gonads. Hormones of the gonads play a crucial role in regulating reproductive behavior and other associated behaviors in animals. In males, the testes produce androgens such as testosterone, which are responsible for the development of male secondary sex characteristics and the regulation of sexual behavior. Testosterone plays an important role in male sexual behavior, including sexual motivation, aggression, and territoriality. For example, studies have shown that testosterone levels increase in male animals during the breeding season, leading to increased sexual activity and territorial behavior. Testosterone has also been linked to male aggression, particularly in competition over mates or resources. In females, the ovaries produce estrogen and progesterone, which are involved in regulating the reproductive cycle and preparing the body for pregnancy. Estrogen plays a role in female sexual behavior, including increasing receptivity to males during the breeding season. Additionally, hormones such as oxytocin and vasopressin have been found to be involved in social bonding and parental behavior. For example, oxytocin is released during sexual activity and has been linked to pair bonding in some species, while vasopressin is involved in paternal behavior in some rodents. Overall, the hormones of the gonads play a crucial role in regulating reproductive behavior and associated behaviors in animals. However, the effects of hormones on behavior can vary depending on the species and other factors such as social context, environment, and individual differences. Hormones and behavior. Adrenal gland. The adrenal gland is a small gland located on top of each kidney, and it plays a critical role in regulating various physiological processes in the body, including stress response, metabolism, and blood pressure. The adrenal gland is divided into two parts, the adrenal medulla and the adrenal cortex. The adrenal medulla is responsible for producing hormones such as adrenaline and noradrenaline, which are involved in the body's response to stress. When the body is under stress, the adrenal medulla releases these hormones into the bloodstream, which trigger the fight or flight response, preparing the body to respond to a perceived threat. The adrenal cortex, on the other hand, produces several types of hormones, including glucocorticoids, such as cortisol, mineralocorticoids, such as aldosterone, and androgens, such as testosterone. These hormones play a crucial role in regulating a variety of physiological processes, including blood sugar levels, salt and water balance, and the body's response to stress. In terms of behavior, the adrenal gland's hormones can affect a variety of processes, including mood, cognition, and social behavior. For example, cortisol has been shown to play a role in regulating mood and anxiety, and abnormal cortisol levels have been linked to several psychiatric disorders, including depression and anxiety disorders. Additionally, androgens such as testosterone have been shown to influence aggression and dominance behavior in both humans and animals. Overall, the adrenal gland and its hormones play a crucial role in regulating many aspects of behavior and physiology, including the body's response to stress, mood, cognition, and social behavior. Hormones and behavior. Pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is an important endocrine gland located in the brain that secretes a variety of hormones that play a crucial role in regulating various physiological processes in the body, including growth, metabolism, reproduction, and stress response. The pituitary gland is divided into two parts, the anterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary. The anterior pituitary secretes several hormones that regulate the activity of other endocrine glands in the body, including the thyroid gland, adrenal glands, and gonads. Some of the important hormones secreted by the anterior pituitary and their role in behavior are growth hormone GH is a hormone that stimulates growth and cell reproduction in humans and animals. It is also involved in the regulation of metabolism and energy expenditure. In animals, GH levels have been found to be related to aggression and dominance behavior. Thyroid stimulating hormone TSH is a hormone that regulates the activity of the thyroid gland. Thyroid hormones play an important role in regulating metabolism and energy expenditure, and also have been implicated in mood and behavior. TSH levels have been found to be associated with anxiety and depressive symptoms. Adrenocorticotropic hormone ACTH is a hormone that stimulates the adrenal glands to produce cortisol, a hormone that is involved in the body's stress response. Cortisol levels have been found to be related to various behavioral responses to stress, including anxiety, aggression, and depression. The posterior pituitary gland secretes two hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin. These hormones are synthesized in the hypothalamus and transported to the posterior pituitary for release. Both hormones have been implicated in social behavior and bonding. Oxytocin. Oxytocin is a hormone that is involved in various social behaviors, including maternal behavior, pair bonding, and social recognition. It has been shown to increase trust, generosity, and empathy in humans. Vasopressin. Vasopressin is a hormone that is involved in social behavior, including pair bonding and aggression. In animals, vasopressin levels have been found to be associated with territoriality, dominance, and aggression. Overall, hormones secreted by the pituitary gland play a crucial role in regulating behavior and the body's response to various environmental stimuli. Hormonal imbalances can have significant effects on behavior and mental health, and understanding the complex interplay between hormones and behavior is an important area of research in the field of behavioral endocrinology. Maternal behavior, mechanism of hormone action in detail with multiple examples and types. Maternal behavior is an essential aspect of animal behavior that ensures the survival of the offspring. The mechanism of hormone action is crucial in regulating and promoting maternal behavior in animals. The hormones involved in maternal behavior primarily originate from the pituitary gland, hypothalamus, and ovaries. These hormones work together to produce a range of physiological and behavioral changes that support the maternal role. One of the key hormones involved in maternal behavior is oxytocin. Oxytocin is a neuropeptide hormone produced in the hypothalamus and released by the pituitary gland. Oxytocin is responsible for the contractions of the uterus during labor and milk ejection during nursing. Oxytocin also promotes maternal behavior by increasing maternal grooming, nest building, and pup retrieval in rodents. Studies have also shown that administering oxytocin to virgin female rodents can induce maternal behavior, highlighting the crucial role of this hormone in maternal behavior. Another hormone involved in maternal behavior is prolactin. Prolactin is secreted by the anterior pituitary gland and is responsible for milk production and secretion. Prolactin also plays a crucial role in maternal behavior by promoting the development of maternal behaviors such as nursing, grooming, and retrieval of the offspring. Studies have shown that prolactin-deficient mice exhibit deficits in maternal behavior, demonstrating the importance of this hormone in regulating maternal behavior. Progesterone is another hormone that plays a significant role in maternal behavior. Progesterone is produced by the ovaries and plays a role in preparing the uterus for implantation of the fertilized egg. During pregnancy, progesterone levels rise, and this hormone promotes maternal behavior. Studies have shown that decreasing progesterone levels during pregnancy can lead to a decrease in maternal behavior in rats. Estrogen is another hormone that is important in regulating maternal behavior. Estrogen is produced by the ovaries and plays a role in the development of secondary sexual characteristics in females. Estrogen also promotes maternal behavior by increasing the sensitivity of the brain to oxytocin, which is crucial for maternal behavior. Studies have shown that decreasing estrogen levels during pregnancy can lead to a decrease in maternal behavior in rats. In conclusion, the mechanism of hormone action is crucial in promoting and regulating maternal behavior in animals. Oxytocin, prolactin, progesterone, and estrogen are all hormones that play essential roles in maternal behavior, and the proper functioning of these hormones is crucial for the survival of offspring.